today I'll be discussing 4 major takeaways of leadership. So when I was in high school, I had the opportunity to have my leadership skills developed in 2 prominent organizations. One was the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, better known as JROTC, as you can see here on the left. And on the right side, I was able to serve as the drum major my junior and senior years of high school for the Dillon High School Marching Band. Now, certainly each and every one of us has been able to have the opportunity to serve in a leadership position, or we will in the future, which is why this topic is relevant to every one of us. Now, I like to provide alarming statistics on millennials, and millennials are individuals that fall between the ages of 21 and 37, and many of us today fall within that age range. So by 2025, 3 out of every 4 workers globally will be millennials, and what that means is that many of us will serve as leaders in these positions in the workforce. And this comes from slideshare.net. It was posted August 4th, 2016. The second statistic that I have reads 63% of millennials feel a lack of leadership development. And this was alarming because many of us will fill these roles, as I mentioned, within the next 5 to 6 years. But I also believe there's hope, because I believe that we all carry with us unique experiences that have enabled us to develop leadership skills that we'll be able to put to practice one day in the workforce. So today I'll discuss 4 major leadership takeaways. The first is preparation. It's not about the title. You must have the ability to motivate, and lastly, the passion for people. As it relates to my experience in JROTC, I served as a squad leader, a platoon sergeant, and a company commander. As a squad leader, I was responsible for providing training to my squad. I was responsible for preparing them for different inspections that we had, and I was also responsible for their success and failure. As the platoon sergeant, I was responsible for assisting the platoon leader with providing training and care to about 10 to 15 cadets. And lastly, when I was promoted, this was my final role in JROTC as a company commander, which I served as a captain, and I maintained the responsibilities that I had as the platoon sergeant and the squad leader, but it was on a larger scale. And I served, instead of serving about 10 to 20 cadets, it was about 30 to 45. And it was less hands-on as far as working with the cadets, but this role as the company commander was more of a mentorship role. And lastly, as it relates to my experience as a drum major, I was responsible for taking the band through various warm-up exercises, doing performance rehearsals, teaching marching techniques, dance routines, and overall just demonstrating enthusiasm towards the organization's mission and discipline. And certainly my leadership, or the ability to become a leader in both of these organizations, wasn't an overnight process, which leads to my first major point, that preparation is the key. Now, as it relates to my experience in JROTC, I didn't know exactly what steps I would take to become a leader, but I knew that I wanted to be a leader. And 2 of the things that we had to learn as new cadets was the cadet creed and the basic facing movements, left face, right face, and about face. And what I did was I went home and I practiced those movements time after time. I'm pretty sure my parents got tired of seeing me like a robot, in the mirror. And I also took the time to memorize the cadet creed. And what I did was I didn't stop there. Once I learned how to master the techniques on my own, I took initiative in the classroom and taught my fellow cadets. And by my second semester in ROTC, I was able to get promoted to the squad leader position that I told you all about. Now, as it relates to my experience with becoming a leader in the marching band for a drum major, I spent countless hours watching videos, learning how to conduct, learning how to be an effective motivator, and different things of that nature. And I spent a significant amount of time under the leaders whose shoes I was going to fill, because I had big shoes to fill. So honestly, my preparation for becoming a drum major, it started a year and a half before I actually stepped into the role. And the thing that I would like to leave with you all regarding preparation is that the effective leader doesn't wait until they are placed in the position. They actually study the role and absorb as much as they can before stepping into that position. And I have 2 questions. How much research have I done on this position? Have I learned as much as I can to be a successful leader in this role? Now that I've discussed that preparation is key, I will discuss that leadership isn't about the title. This quote reads, "Being a leader doesn't require a title. Having a title does not make you one." So we were all in JROTC one day, and one of our fellow cadets, he outranked me. He was a great leader. He said, "Don't let the rank make you, you make the rank." rank. And at 14 years old, this went over my head, but now looking back, I can honestly say that I understand what he meant. As a leader, I understand that I'm able to bring, and we all are able to bring to a ranking position something that no one else can. We're able to bring our uniqueness, our morals, our values, and our own personal approach to leadership. So regardless of being called squad leader, sergeant for the day, captain for the day, drum major, I was still Jamisa, who you see today. And many times these leadership positions were seen as something that was cool, especially being the drum major, but to me it was never about the title that I had. It was about bringing my own uniqueness to two organizations that I was very passionate about. And now that I've discussed that, I have two questions. Who am I without this title? What impact do I have on my organization and society, regardless of my rank or position? The next point that I'll discuss, now that I've discussed that leadership isn't about titles, is that a leader must have the ability to motivate. A leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So, as many of you know, the marching band in particular is expected to demonstrate school spirit. And one of the ways that we're able to be effective in that is, whenever we're at practice, is to demonstrate the school spirit at practice. And as far as success in JROTC is based on class participation, teamwork, and physical fitness. And honestly, as a 15-year-old, it wasn't always easy motivating people who were the same age as me, who were slightly younger or slightly older, to have this mindset towards the organization's mission. But one thing that I learned as a leader was that my followers were always watching, and if I demonstrate enthusiasm towards the organization's mission and goals, that my followers would be able to pick up on this and try to emulate me as well. And I also attempted to model this type of leadership versus the boss mentality. So a leader coaches, relies on goodwill, generates enthusiasm, says we, develops people, gives credit, accepts blame, says let's go, and recognizes that there's strength in unity. Versus the person who has the boss mentality, which demands, relies on authority, issues ultimatums, says I, uses people, takes credit, places the blame, and says go, and feels like my way is the only way. And I have two questions as it relates to this. Do I demonstrate enthusiasm towards my organization's goals and mission? Am I an effective motivator? And as a leader, you want your followers to know that you're not asking them to do something that you wouldn't be willing to do. The last point that I'll discuss is that leaders must have passion for people. As a leader, you must recognize that someone has put a certain level of trust in you to lead others. Therefore, you have to recognize that it's not about you, it's about the people that you're serving. And in order to effectively serve others, you must have the passion for people. Throughout this presentation, we discussed 4 major leadership takeaways. Preparation, it's not about the title, the ability to motivate, and you have to have a passion for people. And now I'd like to leave you all with a memorable close from a little snippet.
I don't know what she about to pull up.
A movie that I'm pretty sure you've watched before. And in this clip of this movie, I believe that the leader was able to demonstrate the 4 major takeaways that I've discussed with you all today.
I need Benjamins, but this ain't worth the stress. Maybe there's a better way to fix this case mess. Maybe with champion team.
Talk slow.
What I say, y'all? I said, we don't even know what you're about to talk about. Work is